Hello everyone, welcome back, BogMod here, and look, it is Prince Oliver himself! In the flesh, minus an eyeball. I knew they would kill him. I mean, come on, the bodies were instantly vaporized, if you recall. Plus, I mean, like I said, Game 3 just worked so hard to undo consequences and make sure no one was really at risk at any point. And I'd say this game's done a half-decent job of it too, so yeah.
And just like yours truly, you're all the sexier for it, you handsome little rascal.
No, Oliver. I don't care how inappropriate it is, it's good when you do it.
Your Highness,
You get a complete pass on
I
everything.
can't believe it. You're really alive. But how? What in the world happened back then?
Oh, if only we lived in a world with magic.
That's what we want to know. Why didn't you tell us? Do you have any idea how we felt when they came to the world and told us we blew up?
I can only imagine. And for that, I cannot apologize enough. The circumstances which forced me to secrecy were as entangling as a rose bush.
Of course.
And twice as prickly.
Of course.
Ah, but what does it matter? No remorse could hold us from the blooming jubilation of this long-awaited reunion of ours.
We can't argue with you there. Well, I suppose this explains why Sheriff went off the radar.
Pretty much. I happened to randomly stumble upon some info about his survival.
Okay.
That was why I had to cut off all contact. We couldn't have information like that leaking out to just anyone.
But of course, I'm a little curious. How did you just randomly stumble upon it? And with the curse at play, there's a magic curse, of course, which, as we recall, breaks necks and causes letters to go to the wrong place. But apparently it spared him.
Not only for Olivier's sake, but the courageous Two's as well.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Oh, sorry, Reed. We kind of cut you off there, huh?
Not at all. Honestly, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around all this.
I mean, Reen, Crow came back to life. Rutger's come back to life. He's come back to life. The idea that others could, or magic. You should be a little
I didn't
accepting
expect
of
to
it.
see you here either, Major Michael. Much less you, Lieutenant Colonel Mueller.
But I suppose you could be a little surprised. I'll permit it this once.
This is what I meant when I said I had plans of my own.
Michael know about this? And you couldn't have told us. Well, I guess they needed their heroic moment.
It's been a fair bit longer for us, though, hasn't it, Schwarzer? A shame I couldn't say this sooner, but I'd like to thank you for all you've done for Kurt.
Mueller!
Boy's
Goodness,
voice.
you're all right.
I like to imagine, they're still, all those airships are still out there fighting, shooting. Everyone's just on their phones right now having a conference call.
When I heard the 7th got disbanded, I didn't know what to think.
Ah, Kurt, there you are. I can tell you've gotten stronger since I last saw you. But I think it's best we set our family gathering aside for the time being.
Indeed.
Well, the villains, to be fair, the villains have an appreciation for dramatic moments, sense of timing.
I can't believe it. You survived after all. I'm so relieved. But I regret to inform you, Operation Jormungand is already underway. The same goes for that brazen Neil Mirage scheme.
That brazen plan to not roll over and let yourself be conquered.
So tell me, Olivert, what could you possibly hope to accomplish with that overblown ship of yours at this point?
If I may hazard a guess, perhaps he's here to join Neil Mirage.
Alas, no. With Muse, Cassius, and all the other presiding dignitaries involved, Mille Mirage is in as good a set of hands as can be.
I, or rather we, have appeared before you today for one reason, and one reason only. To serve as the wings upon which deliverance to a third path is granted.
So I'm gonna assume at the moment that Oliver has access to actual information that will let us thwart the curse in some manner. It had absolutely nothing to do with the characters. They had literally nothing. Which is kind of the story of all four of these games. So, all four of these games.
Jormungand and Mille Mirage. Two massive operations of unavoidable consequence. Yet amidst these titans is another force. Those unyielding in their hope that the twilight will soon give way to the dawn.
It's a good speech, though. He's always good at those.
Lloyd, and Estelle. And each of their companions that walk this path with them.
Calling out the pro-tags.
Not to mention a multitude of others, all ready to lend aid to their cause. Across the continent, people of all walks are making the decision to follow their hearts. Thus, so too shall we, so that our wings may help them soar. And soaring, high above the holds of Erebonia's curse, we will join together as one. To become the radiant rays of hope, piercing through the oppressive darkness of despair. To that end, I hereby name us. Not the crimson wings of the Civil War, nor the winds of freedom on the Western Front, but our third and greatest title, the Radiant Wings.
Bro's dad's alive! I mean, I kind of knew that, but I just realized, wait, he hasn't made an appearance yet. But he was on the ship, too.
Your Highness.
The Radiant Wings, huh? Not a bad name.
I like the name. That is a good name. Solid. I give it an A, that name.
It has a lovely ring to it, doesn't it?
It's a solid name. Fully approved.
Didn't even take you 5 minutes to flip the whole damn script on us.
Ha ha! Finer words have never been spoken, oh eternal rival of mine.
Whew, boy. The dead keep cropping up one by one. We really screwed the pooch here, huh?
Then why don't we go ahead and make things right? This little charade ends here. Members of the Society, exterminate them all.
I don't think you've got the muscle to do that anymore.
What?
Your Highness!
Yeah, what did you guys think was their plan?
Seriously? Haven't you had enough
I mean, it's a question of whether or not you can pull it off, but they were always here to apparently kill you.
Well, why not? I'm always up for a bit of slaughter and destruction.
And there's nothing quite like putting a damper on someone's parade.
But I don't know if you have the power to pull it off anymore.
I suppose we couldn't expect it to hold forever.
Shit, don't tell me.
It's engaging spatial annihilation. The Type Beta is switching to high-speed mode as well.
Now you've done it!
Enough chit-chat. Time to say goodbye.
Damn. It would seem they aren't bluffing.
Well, it's hard to say who's got the upper hand
Stop this
here.
at once, Cedric. Why are you still doing this? Oliver just came back to us.
Don't you see, Elfin? That's exactly why I must do this.
Nope. We don't know the reasons yet.
I'm just as glad as you to see him alive again. But feelings such as that are only for the weak.
'Cause I don't know the
We're
long-term
ending this world
goal.
and creating a new order in its place. And an undertaking this great leaves me no room for weakness. Chancellor Osborne entrusted me with a mission, and I swear, by my hand, I will carry it through.
I believe you've actually done quite enough for now, Your Highness.
Huh?
That sounds like Osborne.
Voice.
My, speak of the devil.
But again, the implication is that all of the antagonists here know how to stop the curse and have a backup plan for afterwards.
Chancellor Osborne!
That or Cedric's deeply deceived. Could be.
Father.
Rufus, too.
Hi, Rufus.
Instructor Claire. Even you?
So that should be no surprise to you, you know. You know what they're
I
up
come
to.
to you today from the Imperial capital. You'll have to excuse me for not attending in person. As for my fellow world leaders, President Rocksmith, Prince Albert, Princess Claudia, my warmest greetings to you all.
You're the last person I expected to make an appearance here today.
Our greetings to you as well. A shame we couldn't meet under better circumstances.
I must apologize for not giving you prior notice of our visit.
Not at all, Your Highness. This airspace is a neutral zone. No permission is needed from the Erebonian government to enter it.
Also, we're all at war. Effectively. You just haven't put out the word yet.
Lieutenant General Cassius Bright. Just how long has it been?
Since your surprise visit to Liberl? About 3 years. Though it appears your people have been fervently active in our regional capitals in your stead.
You flatter me. Our work is nothing compared to that of your team from R&A Research.
Are they talking about the Erebonian Intelligence Division?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Richard and the others have been struggling to counter their efforts.
I see the Special Support Section has chosen to attend as well. I do hope our dear Rufus isn't causing you too many difficulties.
Oh, he does smug villainy very well. Radiant Wings, that gets an A. Smug villainy by the Chancellor, also giving that an A. Oliver's big damn hero moment, I give that an S.
Here and there, perhaps. Though I would very much like to establish a better working relationship with them, wherever we can.
A B for Rufus on smug villainy there.
What a barefaced liar.
It's a pleasure to meet you again, Your Excellency.
I can't help but be reminded of our conversation at Orcus Tower 2 years back.
Ah, yes. When we spoke of the resolve needed in trying times.
Ah, resolve.
How very nostalgic. And last, but certainly not least, Prince Olivert, my deepest apologies.
Sorry about trying to blow you up.
I scarcely realized just how gravely I'd underestimated you.
I only... Now there's a good question. Did Osborne know or not? Because this is like one of those things. Maybe he knew, and he just didn't care. Hard to say. I mean, kind of like with letting himself get shot by Crow.
I imagine even the Duchess and her cohorts must share in my sentiment.
Indeed. It would seem I'm not as keen as I thought myself to be.
Don't worry about Musée. If you were an antagonist, the things you would pull off would be amazing. As a protagonist, you are sadly deeply shackled.
That's quite enough flattery for today, Your Excellency. As it currently stands, we can no longer stop either one of these grand operations from commencing. And yet, as I've already declared, we will continue on as the Wings of Passage.
Maureen, Lloyd, Estelle, and every one of their allies. For I know in my heart of hearts that their light will shine through to the very end.
Your Highness,
we weren't sure of ourselves before, we definitely are now.
He's trying way too hard to sound cool.
He is very cool, Estelle. There's no trying involved. He just naturally is.
Be my guest. You may flit around as much as you please. But know this. You have only 6 days before Operation Jormungand makes its move.
They changed the timeline on us.
Huh?
I thought we had 2 days.
As one of the authors behind this plan, allow me to issue a declaration. The order to commence Operation Jormungand will be officially given at the stroke of noon on the 1st of September.
D-Day. The start of the Great War.
I'm not sure we should have called it D-Day. Again, like, it makes you think of a certain other war.
Indeed. And preceding it, an omen of epic proportions to which the entire continent will bear witness.
Ooh, that's worrying.
The harbinger of the end of the world. The Great Twilight.
But, okay, we've had that.
The same day will also mark the beginning of the rivalry of the Seven.
Already started that too.
Jaeger King Rutger Klassel, I hope you are prepared.
Sure am.
And what of you, 7th Anguis of Ouroboros, Arian Road the Steel Maiden?
I have no objections.
Suddenly another person.
I must admit, I'm deeply interested in how you all managed to escape that explosion.
I'm gonna go with... I'm gonna go with Vida at the moment. She did magic, and then she lied and deceived. Which totally would be in her MO.
But I can wait until a more appropriate time to satisfy my curiosity.
Then it's true. Yeah. Though I bet the Phantom Thief had something to do with it.
Now, if I may have your attention, everyone.
Does George feel a little bit of guilt about blowing everybody up?
I'd like to present 2 individuals who deserve some recognition for their contributions to the rivalries.
Mother! And Professor Schmidt, too?
What a surprise. Is this what Schmidt was talking about?
So when you said you were leaving on business...
Hello. I suspect this comes to you as somewhat of a surprise.
Yes, again, I want to know what motivates these people. Deeply want to
But
know.
I simply assisted with an off-the-record request from the Erebonian government. That is all. Miss Croyce, the professor and I have completed fine-tuning the device, as you asked.
The device, huh?
Marvelous. The both of you have my utmost appreciation.
You can save your empty gratitude for someone else. I am simply working toward my own goals, nothing more.
What exactly are you planning, Bill?
Allow me to make one final introduction to our roster. One not even we expected.
Oh?
And yet, one that will surely prove instrumental in setting the stage for the rivalries.
Uh-huh.
Now that you mention it, I haven't seen McFirebro around in a while.
Oh?
Yo, you called? Man, I love it when there's a time limit. Really gets the blood pumping, you feel me?
McBurn, you're also great.
But I ain't the star here. Hey, come on out already.
No way.
Okay, well, I knew he was alive, right? Because obviously he was on the ship with the others. Was he in the tube, do you think, when we were back in the base? Well, his dad's alive too. He's got a mask on, so he'll be evil for a little while. Then we get him back. I'll be fine. Consequences are for other games.
Viscount Arcade? So this is what became of you.
I was curious how and where you'd managed to wander off after losing your left arm.
His left arm. Father.
So you've turned even the Radiant Blade Master into one of your puppets then?
If we punch his mask a couple times, it'd be fine.
That would be wrong, for I am no puppet.
You're wearing a mask of evil puppetry.
I am Victor S. Arcade. I have lost neither my memories nor my sense of self.
So why are you doing this?
It brings me no small pain for us to meet again like this, Cassius.
Why are you wearing the mask of mind control?
Perhaps, but it's no small delight to know you're still alive as well. I can only assume this is the curse compelling you against your will.
Could be. Is that it?
Huh?
Curse?
Know something we don't, old man?
Yes. We're deeply uninformed.
A similar case occurred in Liberl 3 years ago.
In Phantasma.
We encountered artificial copies of people who had the same memories and personalities as the originals.
Okay.
Trying to tell me it's happening all over again?
No, that was in the Recluse Cube. What we have here in Arabonia.
Oh, so he's not even really her dad?
Far greater scale.
Is that what the implication here? The curse has made a magic copy of him?
Yeah. The curse is forcing Mr. Viscount to do whatever it wants him to.
Oh. It's mind control. He is your puppet.
He's the strongest sword master in the Empire. That's why he was chosen to set the stage for the rivalries.
Ah, this curse. This curse. This curse. It really does everything. Oh, it controls the weather. It conveniently mind controls people whenever it wants. It makes people break their necks. It's affecting the environment and the animals. It controls people to forget things or takes away their memories. It makes them do whatever. It can be controlled. Well, it can be amped up by playing music or strapping into a robot. It is truly the MacGuffin. It does whatever the plot demands, and it's getting a bit excessive here.
Precisely. All to create the best possible conditions for the resurrection of the Great One.
So you've been talking about. Well, I guess that's the emphasis point, I guess.
So that's how it works.
I guess.
It's almost as though the curse has a consciousness, a will of its own.
I think. Alright, so. Didn't it? Doesn't it? Hold on. I thought. Did I think? I thought that was already implied. Isn't the curse, It's because of the Great One, which is the fusion of those two Septarians. Right? So it'd have something to do... Well, that thing had an intelligence. The Septarians have an intelligence.
No, Father.
Maybe I'm misremembering something there? Oh.
So his skills as one of the greatest swordsmen on the continent are being used against him.
There's no need for anguish. These are nothing more than the whims of fate.
It's a curse. It's a magic curse that's taken over your brain, by account.
When next we meet, it will be as heralds of the rivalries. Reen, Laura, I expect you to put forth your very best when the time comes to pit steel against steel.
Catch you when the fun finally starts. We'll be waiting.
So, again, I thought we needed... I shouldn't complain about this, but I'm going to. Like I said, they constantly keep introducing new elements. Which... and changing the rules, right? Like we said, we thought we needed when the war started. Okay, sure, but then they're like, no, now we need a special herald. Totally need a special herald. Definitely 100%. That's why the curse has to mind control your dad.
Alrighty, guess we'd best head out ourselves. Best of luck, Miss Maiden. If I see you again, it'll be between my crosshairs.
Very well. I will await that moment with bated breath. Ines, Anea, return to me. I will require you at my side once more.
Or again, like, we already did the rivalries, but they haven't started, but we did a rivalry.
Ha! Busy times ahead for all of us, huh?
Our final battlefield draws near. The very thought is enough to make the blood stir.
Just what kind of farce do all of you take this for? We aren't finished here! Not by a long shot! Who do you think you are, deserting your duty?
Your boss said to call it off, Cedric.
All right, kid. We got our priorities.
That's quite enough, Your Highness. The task you were given was a greeting, a show of formality and nothing further. Evidently, you have failed to understand that. I have to warn you against overstepping your bounds.
Wow. So, okay, whatever. You'd think these guys would be smart enough to know about when their points have kind of gotten not expressed enough.
Remind you of your position as an Iron Blood.
Your Highness.
Now, let us leave the matter at this. Return to Heimdall for now, Your Highness. There yet remains an important role you must play.
Understood.
Boss, Zeno, Leo.
Bye again, guys.
My lord.
Will you not explain yet what the hell is going on?
Ouch! That Princey boy's gonna sulk on that one for weeks.
I agree with Shirley. He has become the joke.
Looks like the party's over now. What a shame. I was having so much fun.
I do hate to cut our engagement short, but I believe it's time we made our exit.
Understood.
See you around, guys!
So I'm curious, again, like... So, Osborn obviously, I think we can agree, knew what was happening here, right? And, intervened when he felt the moment was right. I have a feeling he would have done it before they defeated the main crew, too. Like he said, he was just a fancy greeting that got out of hand. The rivalries, yada yada, so you didn't want to kill Reen. So was this entire conflict actually pointless?
Continue on with your struggle, vain as it may be. I want to relish making you squirm before we finish you off for good.
And we still don't know the point of it all.
Now, if you'll excuse us.
We know the steps, but not the end, but not the motivation.
Hey, wait for me!
They've got a device now, apparently.
We gotta get out of here! 6th Enhanced Jaeger Brigade, fall back! Get moving!
Apparently, something else with the Great Twilight's gonna do another fancy thing.
Belle, just how far will you take this? First Sharon, and now Mother too?
Guess we won't be settling the score this time around.
No.
We'll go ahead and see ourselves out, too.
George! So you're gonna leave without saying a single thing? Again?
Don't worry. We'll be able to settle things soon. But don't expect any mercy from me when that happens.
I expect mercy.
Right. Real convincing.
I agree with Crow here.
George, or would you prefer I call you Georg? Either way, I owe you my thanks.
You can keep them. Farewell.
Man, that guy really isn't cut out for this.
Look who's talking.
Exactly. You're no different.
Whoa! Didn't realize you guys were keeping demons up in that ship.
Hey, that's mean,
Oh,
Lecter.
Lecter. I can only guess who you're referring to.
Still, it really is wonderful to see you again. It's been so long since we last met at the trade conference.
Friendship. And even though you're backing a guy who's gonna do a massive world-ending war, friendship, friendship.
I won't even bother scolding you anymore, Lecter. All I ask is that you promise me one thing. That we'll still have a class reunion, no matter how this all ends.
Leo wants just the same. Jill and Hans do too.
Sheesh. You guys just can't learn to let it go, can
No.
you?
No, they cannot, Lecter. They cannot.
Fine. I'll bite. Now, making a promise cost me nothing, after all. You just gotta promise me that you survive long enough to get there.
Of course. The same goes for you.
I'll be waiting, with a fist curled and ready to knock some sense back into you. So be prepared.
I'm glad everyone was able to have this chance to see each other one last time. With this period of relative peace nearing its end, may each of us give every last ounce of our strength in the coming days. And Reen, you have a decision to make.
Dun dun dun. Are you going to tell us what that decision is?
Will you give in to your cursed destiny? Rebel against your fate?
Vagueness.
Will you simply flee?
It's vague decisions.
Or will you continue to struggle with every fiber of your being until you have seen this abyss of despair through to the end?
Whether we'll ever meet again, I can't say for sure. But if we do, I guarantee you'll have no doubt about which path I've taken.
My goodness, His Excellency certainly is impulsive. Farewell, everyone. May you enjoy what little time you have left before the end of days is upon us.
I pray that you all have a safe journey home. Be assured that neither the Imperial Army nor Ouroboros will interfere with your return.
On that note, you are also free to go and visit His Majesty at his bedside, should you so desire. As for you, Lloyd, I have temporarily suspended your arrest warrant.
Well, so, like, the villains are like, do whatever. Which, not inspiring.
I imagine you'd like a chance to visit those dear to you. Far be it from me to hold you from your final farewells.
Wait, really?
Think of it as my personal apology to you for Operation Birdcage. We will be recalling our troops from Michelin as well. Why don't you enjoy yourselves there one last time?
I'd like to thank you for the consideration, though not half as much as I'd like to deck you in the face!
I like their fancy communication bring thingamajiggies. Do you think those are magic science? Magic science?
Instructor Claire.
They're always so difficult to get through to.
Well, this has been a most productive encounter. I don't know if I trust them to not interfere with our return, so we'll be taking our leave as soon as possible. I wish you all the best of luck in the coming days. May each of us do our utmost, no matter what path we've chosen.
I shall find a way to pay my respects to His Majesty before setting a course back home. With that, farewell for now.
Princess Elphin, Lady Mildine, and General Le Guin. Congratulations on rallying so many to your side this day. As for Reen,
Lloyd, Estelle, and all the rest. May Adios give you her blessing. And once again, Prince Olivert, I can't express enough how much of a relief it is to see you alive.
Always a pleasure brightening your day with a bit of bewilderment. And Cassius, though we walk different paths for now, perhaps we could meet for a drink one day. I imagine Zin would be eager to join.
Ha! I'll be sure to take you up on that. Estelle, Joshua, Ren, Sherazard, Agate, Tita.
Wait a minute. I just realized something. The curse shouldn't have gone after her dad at all. It should have gone after Aurelia.
We shall meet again. Take care of yourselves, as well as
Oh
each
well,
other.
I had to pick somebody, I suppose.
For sure.
And that was more
We may
dramatic.
not be on the same team exactly, but good luck all the same, Dad.
You better not get beat by some Imperial hotshot, you got it?
You can leave any matters in Erebonia to me. I'll make sure to be close in touch with Sarah.
The Society's at work all over the continent. Be careful out there, Dad.
We'll let you know if we discover anything about their plans.
Oh, I would like to know their plans.
Be careful, Mr. Bright. You too, Chloe.
That was way too intense.
Agreed. Not just the battles themselves, but the entire situation.
Yeah. Having the fate of the entire continent at stake can get a little overwhelming.
Huh. Don't go wussing out on us just yet. We're finally in the home stretch.
Yes, that we are. Oh, Muse.
You changed your clothes back.
So I have. I suppose we should count ourselves lucky things ended up as nice as they did.
I swear. Muse? You don't really think your signature sweet smile will be enough for us to forgive you, do you?
Huh?
I was about to ask just the same.
You were about to pull some real wild shit back there, weren't you?
Just so you know, we overheard your conversation on the bridge. I need to have more than just a few words with you, as your instructor.
That is an from the deepest reaches of my soul. That they're giving her attitude about this, what she was planning.
That was strangely meek of her.
What, you sick or something? More so than usual, I mean.
I'd say she realized she went a bit too far this time around.
Though perhaps we're partially to blame for all the pressure we've placed upon her.
Such is the folly of youth, wouldn't you say?
Olivert.
It pleases us all to have you grace us in good health, Your Highness.
You'll have to direct your thanks to the many others who helped this come to pass. Our endgame is nigh, Reen. Should you wish it, my wings are prepared to lift you to a new peak.
I bet Olivert has a better pool on, or maybe a hot spring on his airship.
It would be our honor, Your Highness. But before that, on behalf of us all, welcome back.
It's a large number of them.
It's good to be back. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, Liberlians, Crossbellans, and Erebonians alike. Welcome aboard the second successor of the high-speed cruiser Arcee, the Courageous 2.
Alright, well, I'm going to need time to process this. I have my initial thoughts, which I've shared. My reactions, as it were. But definitely...
Oh, wow!
Yeah,
You
right.
really outdid yourselves!
But definitely this is going to require me to think over it some more. Thank you all for watching, of course. We'll save here, and we'll come back next time. And we'll see about that. I really need to double check that whole 6 days thing. The villain. Research will be done. I'll see you all soon. Bye.